Oh, you know what? Let's give us a view of ourselves, because we're three entertaining gentlemen.
So arrogant? Oh. Vain? Look at that. That's spooky as shit.
Because Vinny's going to be way...
Yeah, please, let me in the frame.
His head's going to pull down the gravitational pull.
Move over. No, look, we're good. We're good.
Move over.
Dude, what the fuck?
Stop touching my legs!
Wow. Welcome!
Hi, family. Do we wake
Is
you
this
up?
Halloween or no?
No, so
Whatever.
this is
fucking
the Friday
normal
stream.
day. Happy... Oh.
Can you zip up your dumb
It's the best stream ever, because this schmuck's
Yes!
not going to be here.
Evan's not here in the stream.
Maybe we'll get Hoagie Haven this
Oh,
time.
yeah, we're definitely going to.
Please don't get Hoagie.
No, we're going to.
My name is Klaus. I'm here to ski.
I love GTA 4. Alright.
Okay.
Happy
what
Friday.
Are we talking about?
Wow, welcome to the
Hello,
alternative
everyone.
stream.
Look at the chat.
What is this for? What are we doing?
This is this Friday.
No, this is Q&A. Oh, wait, no.
This is
Yes.
live.
Yeah, but we're premiering.
Hello, it's Friday. This is live.
Tell us your favorite animal cracker shape. I like the lions.
The Detroit Lions.
Oh, wow.
Someone likes the snakes.
So,
There are no...
Someone likes all those snake crackers they
There's
got
no
in there.
snake crackers.
it's like
They
Vinny.
get
Vinny's a
crackers
snake.
they got in there.
Alright, so
It's the whole box.
They're like worms.
Yeah, they're worms.
But they're dried out.
Okay, go ahead.
what I was explaining to the guys is,
Oh yeah, Jeff explains everything to us.
yeah.
He's just
So,
so
um,
better than us.
He never shuts the fuck up. Really.
We were sorting the questions the first part by hand. Well, you know, I was going through the feed and the hashtag and putting them into a Google Doc and going back and forth. And it worked well for the first one or two, but then there was just so many that we decided, you know, this next session I went straight to through the account. That's why I'm playing on my phone this whole time. But we missed some checking off which ones we did, so there might be some repeats here, but hopefully they're good ones, like ones with more open-ended question, answers. So if we do repeat the questions, hopefully they're fresher responses. We'll just do it live.
And we're I think at this point well-known liars. So the answers from last time might just be a lie. You might get a totally different answer. This
We've
time.
never been to Centralia. We've never been to Princeton, New
You're
Jersey.
going to get a whole bunch of different answers. We're going to be shifting our eyes left and right, left and right. The camera's not going to know
I
what to do
never
with us.
I never actually hurt Jeff.
He's never actually been in New Jersey either.
I've never been in New Jersey.
He's being teleconferenced in right now.
That's true. I'm a
He's
hologram.
like Tupac hologram.
That's why he's only here every other stream, because we don't have the money to do it every
you know,
time.
do you ever think, what if the Tupac hologram thing, like...
Became sentient?
No. Like, okay, well, alright. But imagine you go to that show and, like, you're, like, a relative of Tupac and nobody told you that they were going to do that, and then suddenly...
Isn't that what happened,
Uncle?
Suddenly, like, a hologram of, like, one of your family members
Isn't
pops
that what
up, and you're
happened,
like,
though?
well, that's distasteful.
I'm pretty sure that happened, and they were like,
You can't just do that.
What? And they're like, no, but we own his image.
That's
It's
so
like,
That's disgusting.
fucked up.
That's
capitalism.
disgusting.
Yeah, well, so
Never sign away your image, folks.
of course I say that, and
YouTube,
then
buy my image. Buy my image.
I remember
Like,
a
shitting about
question that we got somewhere
It's
else.
image.
Look at that downward dog.
Because normally it's just a blank screen back there, and it looks kind of,
It's
you
like
know?
super distracting. Either way. So somebody asked me, sorry I forget the name,
Oh my god, I was so... Look at that.
if you were making a
face.
Slenderman series, or if we could do it again, how would you prefer to make the Slenderman? Would a costume,
Oh.
a prop, or CGI?
Oh.
Now I guess assume realistically, and then money is no issue. What would you do?
So
Money is no issue. Costume.
yes.
Yes.
Sam, that's
Costume and
Well-
stilts. It would be excellent.
Yeah.
Again, if money is no issue. Practical effects are always better.
Yeah. I was
gonna
That's
say 9
it's
times
just
out of
proven.
10 it's
They're
better,
always
yeah.
better, and it always adds a sense of uneasiness when
sure.
you see something that is flesh and blood coming out there.
Like in that world, 3D. Like,
Yes, it makes, because your brain knows that it's real,
right.
and that people are touching and interacting with it or whatever, or it's like grabbing things and knocking shit over.
Well, and also
just makes
imagine
it so
us
much
trying
worse.
to act on like a green screen.
You
just
kidding
we
me?
wouldn't be able
That
to
would
do
be
it all.
impossible.
Right.
What am I scared of? Like, yeah, again, because we're not actors.
Right, no.
If we try to do that, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
It would be like you know, in the movies where they're talking to a big bright tennis ball,
Yes.
and it's like, I've always loved you, Gargamel, or whatever, and it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Didn't
How am I supposed to
you
do
can't.
this?
Ian
Yeah.
McKellen had like a breakdown doing The Hobbit or something, or Lord of the Rings, when he was talking to one of the tennis balls. He's like, "This isn't acting," and he like had to take like a moment to compose himself.
Oh
or
my
something.
god! I believe
Gandalf.
it. I believe it. Yeah.
I think I heard that. That might have just been some internet bullshit,
But that is
he's a classically trained actor, so I'm sure
Well,
that's
And
kind
this
of
is
a-
nonsense.
right.
Yeah.
Half of acting is listening and like reacting to
Oh, yeah.
someone's.
Yeah.
I mean, in our brief experience with like improving it and just forcing ourselves to do it,
Right.
I know we fed off of each other for that.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be very hard to do without
But
immediate reaction.
To answer the question from my end, I also think costume. with stilts. Now, I know people have done stilts. Chris in Dark Harvest did stilts, and it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wouldn't want any more than that. Like, I wouldn't want CG. I wouldn't want a prop that towers over the tree line or anything like that, because that would have been too big for our series anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of would have liked him a little bit taller and a lot creepier with the costume.
The subtlety too is
Yes.
what makes this particular monster.
Right.
Is that he's not supposed to be like, I am destroying the world. It's not Godzilla.
Exactly.
He is like uncanny and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know.
So I don't even think we would need a prop to like make him bigger than that. I think, like you said, stilts in a costume would be more effective than anything else for us.
I think the whole practical effects thing is true, because it's like sometimes when it's not a costume, and whether it's one of the bigger series out there or just like art I've seen, when it is a prop, I think it tends to, and even sometimes with stilts, it tends to look like it's like wearing like bell bottoms or something. And I think everybody knows what he looks like, but has a mental image of what it looks like. And if the arms are longer or the legs are disproportionate, it takes away the entire effect.
Yeah.
Is it the I like email?
No, was I always that fucking ugly?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am an ugly fucking guy. Holy shit! I mean, the hair doesn't help, but good God.
It also
Look at
doesn't.
my goofy
It also
fucking
doesn't help.
face.
When have you ever seen your face that fucking big? That's a really.
That's a really good point. All the mirrors in my house are massive circus.
Oh,
mirrors,
okay.
man.
Well,
So
then
really,
you're used to it.
all
Yeah.
the time.
And
Look
of
at
course
the
we
size of my
have Talia and
fucking
Amanda
ears.
hiding with us in the back, but
Do you
they didn't want
see
to
this,
just
Amanda?
put them in the
You missed
cubby
that.
hole.
Who's calling me? Hold
You
on one
dodged
second.
that bullet.
Hello, filming.
I've known you for like 6 years now.
No, you didn't know me when I looked like that.
That's how she made
Okay,
it.
bye, bye.
No.
Yeah.
Well, how many years ago was
Right?
this?
How
How many years ago was this?
How many years ago?
This was
what?
8 years, 9
This.
years.
Well, Jeff's saying 8 years, so I met you 2 years later.
You didn't get that better looking
No, I
in
got
2
much
year.
more handsome in 2 years. 2 years was a big deal.
That's all
I
it
got
takes.
Much
You look like the
handsomer.
fucking scout's son from TF2.
Jeez.
What am I doing in this world?
Oh, good.
Look at the eyes.
flesh and blood!
Tell me you don't.
I see it. I hate it, but I see it.
All right, so here's a very broad question. I think we did touch upon it before, but like I said, we'll cover it again.
Just
Do
tell
you have a message or theme behind the story that you wanted to develop? I guess each of us personally,
Of
or
course.
did we just more want the story? I guess.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like,
Hold
D
on.
Swans
Can we do
97.
Can we get that question?
Yeah. Did you have a message or theme behind the story, or did you just want to develop a cool or interesting story?
Oh.
I mean, both. I would say,
Yeah,
personally,
well,
I would say both.
Yeah, we all kind of, I think we all had our reasons for writing the parts that we wrote.
Mhm.
So let's take this one at a time. Jeff, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I think just with enough time, it sort of became the journey is more important than the destination. And that seems like such a Stephen King cop-out, because that's how many critics of his,
That's one of my favorite lines ever.
It's true, though.
true
No,
about
that's what I'm
life.
saying. That's why he's an icon. That's why he's a living legend. But I know some
Well, he's
people
dead
who
now.
want that, like, instant
Shame.
gratification, or that,
It
like...
was truly the destination. The final destination.
But, I mean, I think that's what's interesting, though, to us, because
I can't see this.
once like the whole immersion and stuff broke down and people found out our can we stop?
No, sorry. Jeff, answer your
Jeff,
question.
can you shut fucking hurry
I
up
can't
and
with the
answer your
fucking
goddamn
peanut gallery.
question? Jesus,
Playing with the
fuck
fucking
this
incense in the
guy.
bottom.
Hold on, everybody. We need complete silence
Do you
for
wanna
Jeff to
replace
answer
this-
this fucking
Do
question.
you want to replace this with tennis balls real quick?
Wait, can I? Is that an option?
He would have done it. He would have done it
You
day
would've
one.
done it.
Day
Second.
one, I
hate
would have
these
replaced
fucking-
my
look how
friends
clean
with
my hat
CGI.
Oh my god, stop looking back. Just look forward.
Look, you're doing fireman
Yeah,
cage.
look, if
I'm
you look forward, he
remembering
starts
this.
eating the fucking incense candle. Come
I
on.
remember this. This is like...
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
it happened
wonderful.
to you less than a decade ago.
I haven't seen this in fucking years, asshole, and I'm watching me and my friends have a good time. Remember this awful fucking scene?
Yes,
Oh
we
my
were there,
goodness.
Evan. We were all there.
I don't remember it.
This is when I threw Alex's thing into the
The
woods.
Eevee.
My Eevee! I threw his
I
stupid...
forgot about
I threw his dumb fuck
The
Tamagotchi
Pokemon
into the
Go.
woods.
Oh my god.
No,
Yeah.
Pokemon Go, Pokemon whatever.
Whatever it was.
Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
So,
Yeah, can you hurry up?
it became the thing that with how much like immersion was broken,
Over there.
and I'm going to murder everyone here.
Yeah, do you want to know what I thought?
It
At least
became
they get to see what we've had to deal with.
It's true.
TLDR.
True.
The fact that we managed to keep the big twist secret until the very end.
What's the big twist?
The whole Vinny's the bastard snake man.
What?
You can't tell them that.
Why'd you tell him that?
That was something that was like, yeah, that was a critical last second reveal that I think was very important. I think would have been much lame without that.
It's my
So-
friend's boyfriend.
Message or theme, I think
Tell you about.
friendship, relationships, and hopelessness, and them combating each other. But then it became a really cool meandering story.
Evan, your thoughts. Jeff,
Oh, check out this book! Check out this book!
I forgot the
What kind
fucking
of shoes
question.
are those? Look at that.
I forgot the fucking question.
Jeff, you
Shakespeare
want
over
to
here took
play
forever.
Nintendo real quick?
So I believe that I definitely, I think both. We had a theme. The theme was hopelessness, and we wanted to make a really cool
And
story.
false hope.
We decided that we wanted to make a really cool story, and did our best to do.
I've lost this months ago. I was like, this is such a fucking
Why
expensive
the fuck
card.
would you put it?
Right?
In
Why
there?
would I? Why would I ever search
This is why
that?
he loses shit.
That's
Remember
exactly
how his
why I
house
lose
is like a
shit.
black fucking hole of stuff? We just lose shit.
Oh,
with
yeah,
him?
no.
It's because he's hiding it in socks and fucking
That's what I
False
Nintendo
books,
DS bags for no
encyclopedias.
reason and tucking them in his shoes and under
Carved
beds.
out encyclopedias.
It's got
Oh, I
7
found the
Bibles.
flip!
But no, yeah, I think we had a theme. I think we stuck to it, which was hopelessness, false hope, and that. And we wanted to make a very fun and interesting story, and I think we did the same thing. I mean, I believe we just kept both things in mind. Where like when we were making the very cool, interesting story, we just kept in mind the theme of hopelessness, and you got what you got.
Yep, and I'm pretty much on the same page. I thought that we
That's
like
cool. Just copy my answer.
yeah. It was. Do you really want to hear me talk for fucking 20
All right,
minutes?
yeah, we need to hurry up now. We ate up all our hair.
but I do
Yes,
think
I'm the most long-winded one.
we
of
had
us.
some nuanced things in between where we were like, oh, in this act it'd be cool because we did break it down into acts like Jeff, Habit, Evan, Vinny, like that sort of thing.
Right.
And I think for each we had a slightly different take on it, like lost love and being out of control of yourself. And
We've talked about the phases of the story too,
Right.
like
And I think that-
Scooby-Doo, survival, slasher.
But
I think I
that
see
all
what you're
those-
saying though. The themes of those individual
Right.
stories.
Right.
I
Not
didn't
even just
think
the
about
not even
that,
just
but-
the style, but we definitely tailored things to that.
Yeah, it was like making 3 different directors
Right.
essentially making it,
Yeah,
or whatever.
and I think it's because we all kind of put our own
Yep.
shit in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I definitely did the isolation and stuff. That's all.
Yep.
That came from within
a little bit.
I agree. Anyway, next question. I don't even remember what the question fucking was. That sounded good though, didn't it?
That did sound good. I think it answered the question. I think the theme. I answer these questions. I think however I want to answer.
Yeah, that's what
We
we're
want to
doing.
go off on tangents.
Who's
and
gonna
start
stop
talking
us?
about- There's literally nobody.
The chat? I don't fucking think so.
Oh, look what that guy
Losers.
said. Jeff, say hi to the chat. He's not interacting.
It's over
with you
there.
because he hates.
No. Oh, wait, there. Oh.
Is that it, or we had a question?
No, I'm going through.
God, I
It's
wish.
from the very beginning, so these are the ones that I covered.
Look at you shrugging your shoulders. In my basement. My
I was-
old
I
basement.
went back there the other day.
To my old house?
Yeah.
Did
Were
you
they
go
selling it or
inside?
something? Were they having... I got in
I just
there.
creeped right
I
into the
just got in
basement.
there. The new owners?
Yeah.
Not my friends. Not my friends like I thought they would be.
So
Because you were my
They
friend,
were
and I
nice.
got in your house.
Tiff-
Tifa Punchface says
That's
they
a-
gotta know what's the best hoagie at Hoagie Haven.
I think they told me to take whatever I want. by the
So
way.
the
Take whatever you want and leave.
That place looks amazing. Definitely hitting it up when my family and I get to go to New Jersey
Ooh.
again. It's a good place to go.
the Dirty Sanchez.
Yes.
Yes.
extra dirty.
Get the dirty. Yes. Get the
Yeah.
Dirty Sanchez extra dirty, and if you enjoy it, they do sell the Dirty Sanchez
Yes.
sauce that you can then bring home and put on.
And just so
chicken.
you have an idea of what
For
you're
your
about
children.
to put into your body, it is a toasted sub roll, a hoagie roll, hero roll, depending on which part of the world you're in. If you're wrong, you're wrong, whatever. Chicken cutlets, mozzarella sticks.
French fries.
I was trying to find a nice way to say that, but yes, French fries,
Oh, sorry.
cheese,
What's wrong with saying French
and
fries?
sauce. I was gonna say lately dash.
Is there
or-
cheese on there?
Oh.
I think there is, isn't there?
I mean, the mozzarella sticks.
There
are
has
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
no, mozzarella sticks.
You
and
get
cheese.
the cheese with
Yeah.
the mozzarella sticks, and then the
And then
Sanchez
there is a
sauce,
Sanchez sauce,
which is
I can't
just
describe that.
Buffalo
Exquisite.
and
exquisite is the right word.
buffalo and
Ketchup.
yes.
No.
Okay, there's
No, I
ketchup
think
in
it
it.
is.
Yeah, there's ketchup in it, but
think
that's not the
it.
only.
I
two.
bought a
No,
thing of it.
it's mixed too
Right.
with other
It's
stuff.
like a sweeter buffalo, like
You have-
buffalo
you
that's
have to
been
try
cut
it.
a couple
It's just-
times.
Yeah, it's definitely not
Yeah.
spicy or hot. It's just
No.
so goddamn good.
I would
Like,
also recommend.
I would almost compare it to the same kind of mood you'd be in if you wanted to eat honey mustard with your chicken tenders?
Yes.
That's the kind of sauce
Yes.
that
Or
it's
if
little
you
bit of
wanted
tang.
to eat a meal and
Yeah.
then die,
Yes.
that's what eating at Hoagie Haven
Also,
is
if you
like.
don't like chicken or mozzarella or French fries, my second favorite is the Mac Daddy,
Oh,
Oh fuck! Yeah,
which is
that's good.
burger cut up on a hoagie roll and mac and cheese squares and buffalo sauce.
Which are
And
incredible.
yeah, that's good.
Is buffalo sauce on
I
it?
think so. Yeah.
or if you don't like
Yeah.
chicken
Or
for
at
the
least I asked
Sanchez,
them
the
to.
fat lady is the same thing as
Yeah.
described, except with cheesesteak.
And that's
which
what they're known for.
is the
They're
classic
actually known
one,
for
but I
that.
think we all just love the chicken.
Yeah.
So
Well,
And-
you know what? Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, you know what killed the fat lady for us? The
Hmm.
banger.
Oh, the
The
banger.
banger was so much
The
better.
banger,
The
but
banger
you
was-
rest in peace, the banger.
I still have the shirt.
What was the place called?
Fresh
Fresh
Works.
Works.
Fuck,
There's
man.
a local place that popped up.
Oh,
So Hoagie Haven's probably like 20 minutes, a half hour away
Yeah.
from us on the best days, but Fresh Works was literally
Greatest.
right around the corner from your old house.
so
Yeah.
good.
Because, we started going there in high school, I
It
would
was,
assume.
it was
yeah.
a ketchup and hot sauce mix,
Yes.
which is what
there was
made
something
it.
about it. And
It
their
was so
food
good.
was honestly a little bit better quality. I guess,
It was. It was.
Hoagie
Oh,
Haven won the
anybody
award.
going to Hoagie Haven, it's just get ready for shit quality. It's gonna like destroy your insides. It's
Yeah,
not good.
it's not made to be eaten.
No.
It's made to just be like enjoyed.
You know why you're
It's a
there.
prop.
Yeah.
We used the
Also-
same sandwich for 8 years.
We kept
last
eating it and then
Yeah.
and putting it back.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah, that's gonna be a gift, right? So
Should we all do it in sync? You ready?
go ahead, give it a one.
Jeff, come on, ready?
No.
Go
One,
ahead, give him one.
two.
Give him
Jeff.
Give him one. Come on, here you go. This is Jeff. Come on, Jeff, give us a
Jeff, think of the donations.
When you get one, you have to make sure that you get a
You have
large.
to give up to $5.
You have to get. You have to make sure that you get a large Dirty Sanchez or Fat Lady because they're fucking huge and so
No,
good.
you can get a half if you're by yourself.
No,
I'm
don't.
telling you that you have to get a large
Right.
because then you're getting 2 meals.
Don't listen
For
to
the
them.
price of 2 meals.
Or if you were,
You're
or-
paying for 2 meals when you're one human being.
Or if you were us in college, one meal,
Yes,
which is
it was
exactly like
exactly
I
one
can eat
meal.
one of those fuckers in a
it
second.
wasn't fun. We didn't want to.
Oh god! Afterwards,
Did it.
you were ready to for bed, but
Yeah.
oh, it was so good. It was so good.
All right, next question.
I'm gonna kill you. So this is kind of
Can you read without your eyes?
yeah. So who was in the no? So blew your mind for a second,
I
didn't it?
did actually.
Yeah, I was like,
I thought
wait.
you could see through that.
So kind of a story content question.
Hmm.
Jean-Luc Dobson, I think I'm saying that right. It's
Yeah.
Laggy McLagging Pants.
Oh yeah,
The
love
awesome
that.
name. Who was fighting in the pool and what caused that to happen?
Oh shit.
So there's
the
two-
snuff stuff.
Two pieces of this, and I think that's why we could open it up to
Yeah.
it's kind of a cooler conversation
Yeah.
because we really, really milked that one scene we
Yeah,
did in this
man.
pool
Mhm.
of us
with
underwater
the
fighting.
waterproof
With the
camera,
waterproof
Daniel's
cameras.
waterproof camera. We were like, it actually looks good.
It was great.
So something to know about the series and why I think we've said this before. Daniel is one of the unsung heroes.
Yep.
Is he was always
Daniel's
there
great.
to help,
Yeah.
but he also contributed technology in goofy ways.
Remember the
Uh-huh.
apparatus they
Yep.
built?
So he helped us with
Oh,
various
shit, yeah.
like rigging for the Slender Man costume.
Mhm.
I think ultimately they never really panned out because they were a little too ambitious.
No,
But
that
like
didn't
stuff with cameras, like the security cameras were things he bought all online. We're
Yeah.
like, all right, we're
That
going to
he
use
used.
that. We need a security camera.
He
Daniel
created
has the
our,
little.
our stabilizer with our light holster. He made that whole thing.
Oh
remember?
yeah, you'll see if you look in the reflection of the windows in the Jim Thorpe video. Vinny's holding this camera rig. It's just PVC pipe, but
Yeah.
Daniel made it by hand. So yeah, no, Daniel got an underwater camera at some
We still
point,
need to get
right?
him a
Daniel
trophy.
did.
I want to do it this
We-
Christmas.
Yeah, I do. That'd be
Let's
nice.
do it. You guys want to get him a trophy?
We're gonna
this
get him a
Christmas?
trophy
Oh, yeah.
for
Let's
being
get him
a
a trophy
champ.
this
Yeah,
Christmas.
let's
Let's do it. We can
Um,
get him a custom one.
That'd be nice.
yeah. So how did that really come about? We wanted to film what we called snuff for the
Yeah.
series because once we started, like very early on, we started with the Morse code videos. We didn't have that whole trajectory, on the channel yet, or really fleshed out. But we knew that we had that whole, bizarres, clips flashing in, realities showing.
Other
Right. And we had
iterations,
imagery
yeah.
of floods and
Yeah,
all
so
that.
it enabled us to do whatever kind of bizarre stuff we needed. But then when we had an idea for a cool image, but we didn't have a place for it in an existing video. We started calling it snuff, like a snuff film where people die. But it was just anything bizarre, like
The hand.
I think we excelled at some of it.
Yeah.
Like just some of the shots we got, like even if it's not in a Morse code video, I love the shot of me and Vinny lying dead on the country road with the
Yeah.
headlamps in
Oh
the background.
god, that was awesome.
And
With
the
your
broken
broken
glasses.
It was
glasses.
really good.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and just so many shots like that. Like when you're tapping the light with a knife, like to turn it on. Like
Yep.
Just really cool
Those were-
shots that
yeah,
were out of place in a
laser.
whole video, but we wanted to have a backlog of that
Right.
to work with. And I think us really loading ourselves down with that early on helped us in the end, because even if it wasn't directly used, there was imagery that
Right.
was almost like I know, like, especially stuff that like flashed early on, but was never part of like a narrative video. It was almost like remembering like a bad dream, I think, when we called back to certain
Yes.
things.
I was
towards
going
the
to say
end.
they were perfect. So for me, there were a couple of things. They were thematic, like literally the drowning, the fighting. That there's nothing outside of that. They showed you glimpses into the other world, like the other realities, and they were just good callback points. Because like you said, they give you that point in time, like 6 years ago when you remember that one flash, and we're doing it again, and it's like, whoa, I remember that, but it had no context.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
It was a nice. It was like an
that,
anchor point,
like
but it
deja
was-
vu, because
yeah.
it's like
for an
all
anchor
right.
point that doesn't exist. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, they
Or
were
at least in the context of the story that we're telling right now.
Exactly.
Like the way that the concept behind it, like you said, like a peek into other worlds and other dimensions. Like, and I guess to answer the part of the question where they said what's the story behind that.
We can get
Is
to that.
that-
I think this is good.
Yeah. What?
This is good. No, keep going.
Yeah. Is that there? With all the snuff that we filmed, there is essentially a story behind all of it.
Mhm.
Now, did we tell those stories? No.
Right.
Those stories, you never hear those stories. What you get is just the pain from them.
Right.
Like all you see is suffering from other iterations. The boys suffering, dying, hurting, getting hurt in these other ways. You dead on the, you know what I mean?
Like the overdose.
Yeah, the overdose, the car accident.
It's like a picture's
fighting and
worth
drowning in
a
a pool.
thousand
Like,
words, but
And
in
we
video.
and we did flesh those out. Like we had ideas for why
Oh,
we were
yeah.
there. We weren't
Yeah,
just like,
we-
oh, this looks good. We were literally like, no, we're fighting because of this and that. and the
Yeah,
other thing.
there's a ton of lore
Right.
in those areas that like when we made them we were like, oh bro, I wanted and then we went off and we basically created these like mini stories
for a 2-second shot.
Yeah, for a 2-second shot, you're never gonna see the rest of those stories because that's not the point. And
Right.
or rather, the point is that you won't. The point is that you were here for this one
Right.
and you watched them suffer in this one.
Beautiful.
And that's kind of I think the story behind
Yes.
that particular scene.
It's
And
a
pretty
window
much-
to let you know that the suffering is fucking eternal, and you are not.
very
You are
good-
not all of the suffering. You are not there for all of it.
Yeah, you see their story.
Yep.
And you're like, oh wow, that really sucks. Like Jeff was fucking horrifically tortured. It's like, yeah, that one time.
Right.
And then there was also others. You know what I mean? And then like one time Evan was
Mm-hmm.
fucking skinned, or you know, Vinny was gutted, or whatever. So it's that's kind of what I think we were trying to do with the snuff.
Totally.
Yeah, and
And throw chaos in, and also have an excuse to just put in any kind of
Yes.
spooky fun shit.
We just like
just
filling
worked
it
out. It was one of
a
those
really
things
good
that
idea.
I think we used this phrase in one of these earlier sessions. It's like we gave ourselves a toolbox, so we never painted ourselves into a corner.
Right.
Yes.
Which was funny seeing like people shit talking us as the story was going on. It's like we didn't even get to the good part yet. Like what do you
Yeah.
like? You know,
Like, oh, they're
YouTube
stuck.
comments. You can't
Yeah.
don't put too much
Yeah, no.
effort into them. But at the same time, it's like these guys have no idea what they're doing. They wrote themselves into a corner. Blah blah blah. It's like oh, okay.
No?
Still waiting for the big reveal, but yeah, no. So the actual fight, I think you can see it's us. I mean, we don't have to explain what's
Right.
going on, but
Hey,
I
it was me
just-
and Vinny in the water, right?
Well,
Or was it
Jay-
me and you in the water?
it was all three of us. But
Yeah.
at various points, I think you're choking Vinny.
The main
yeah, that's
where
that's
you're
what
screaming.
you
It's
do.
Evan screaming underwater and he's choking me.
choking you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the whole bad dream feeling, I think we did well. Is then there's another snuff callback, but it's not the underwater shot. It's this pool covered up in the middle of winter with somebody tracking the point of view of the camera around the pool. It was a different pool entirely, but I think it got to the viewers that, oh wait, something happened, something bad happens
In
there.
the pool,
Yeah,
in that pool, yeah.
it's perfect when you find my body after you're not habit anymore, and you're like, I remember this.
Look at Jeff's old hair.
Oh yeah, it got so much better, huh?
That's
So much more
crazy.
contained.
Question.
Okay, so good question.
Look at baby us over there. That's
It
crazy.
is cool having that in the background.
That is
I know
what
it
it's
is.
it's free. That's blowing my mind. I completely forgot about these. Oh, my shirt.
Which one?
That shirt's gone now.
Oh.
That shit wore off.
Someone buy Evan that shirt.
So
Hey,
here's
somebody buy me a chainsaw beats rock paper scissors shirt.
Here's a funny throwaway question. Every
Throwaway? Don't
silence
do that. I
says,
don't
did the channel actually start out as a prank fitness channel, or was it always going to be the storyline that it was going to be? It was always going to be. No, I mean not. Of course, it grew out of our hands, but it was never supposed to be a fitness channel.
No.
Prank.
But we realized that we were pranking ourselves with that production value.
Yeah. Oh, that kind of opens to a whole other.
That's kind of where I'm thinking.
Somebody, a question that may never be answered, but
Yes.
something
you wanna
I'd
talk
like
about
to
that?
say.
Yes.
What do you think? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it was kind of obvious just knowing us. So, in game, we were asked and hounded early on. Like, had we known, we would have just ignored it and not touched it, until like the post game. But I remember when we tried to do like the update hub and everything, we're like, all right, we have to give the fans, we have to spoon feed them a little bit. Maybe before we reeled back on that, they were like, okay, so if it was a Slenderman prank, which ones were real and which ones were fake? And I was like, which ones are good and which ones aren't?
Yeah.
Because early on,
that's the.
early on, some of them were us just being in over our heads, and some of them were ballsy and some of them were just bad.
In other words, what Jeff is trying to say is that all of them, every single one of the Slenderman shots that you see was us genuinely trying
that's not entirely true.
Well, it's pretty true.
And then I remember...
Yes.
Even the drop down on all these?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then I'm wrong.
Genuine.
Yes, we were genuine about all of it.
That's just my memory.
But we were fucking.
I
You know,
do
we didn't know what we were
believe
doing.
that editing that video was when we were like...
Doesn't look good.
Okay, that's
you know
probably
what
why
I
I'm
realized
thinking
it
like that.
was the one where we were standing at that telephone pole, and I was like,
Yes.
this is terrible. This is really... Like, I know we're all excited, and the sound is cool, but this is...
This is bad.
This is not good.
Yeah.
This is bad. And then we... what we did was, as we went on... Would you like to describe it? Okay, as we went on, and we went... And we got better, we were like... It was all a joke. Haha, got you. Like
we summoned Slenderman by
mocking him poorly, which is what we did.
Which,
but,
to give ourselves credit, we did step back and we literally we have to learn because we did not know shit about using a camera. We were like, we have to learn something.
We have to learn,
or else this is not going to work.
That was literally using Windows Movie Maker at that point.
Yeah,
manually converting every goddamn file to put onto the timeline. So.
But
it's not like we weren't trying.
But in order to roll with the punches of the story, which is something I think we've always been good at, with again we fuck up and we find a way to make it work for us. So instead of just like blowing past the fact that those are awful, we instead used it as part of the story and said like, oh no, that's us being shitty, and then oops, we summoned the real one. Here's the real one, and that was episode 6.
Yeah,
right. Was the real one.
I think that shows how quickly we wanted to try. Like we were trying from the get-go, but I think that's important, and I think we'll always touch upon that in these sorts of conversations. It's like, what kind of advice do you have? And it's like, well, you don't really know. You have to roll with the punches until you get sucker punched.
Until you get punched, and
it's like, we could have just rolled with it and been like, that's Slenderman. And I know out of game, especially like me at that time, I've been like, yeah, it sucks, but we tried and stuff, and it's just like you can't allow if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna commit to that, and that's okay. Yeah. But we wanted to be like, all right, let's make this work. Just because you set out to do something a certain way doesn't mean you can't change that.
Right. And it also doesn't mean that
full of spiders.
Like you can admit that you tried your hardest and still didn't do great.
Yeah.
Like we looked at it and we fucking tried really hard, and we just kind of like, guys. We didn't we spent all afternoon doing this and it looks like fucking shit. And then we were
spent
like
4 hours on this.
But I think that is, like you said, that's great advice to remember, to like, not that you have to humble yourself over it, but really look at it and go, am I proud of this? I know I tried, like, throw the effort out the window. If you spent 10 minutes on it, if you spent 100 hours on it, if you look at it and go, I'm not really that proud of this.
I remember that exact conversation when we were sitting there when we were planning for we were playing in the next video. It wasn't yet the whole turn video, the episode 6, but we were sitting there hanging out, working on this stuff, and that was a big bite to chew off, because it's like, well, all 5 videos now mean nothing, and it's like, you gotta get over your ego for that. I remember I had an issue with that, not like arguing about it, but like I was disappointed having to
Look at
I
his
was
face.
overpowered. No, I wasn't like upset with you guys. I was upset, like
Right.
you said, we worked so hard on this. And it's like, well, it looks like shit.
Right.
So let's make something with it.
Yeah. And there were definitely
we did.
times where we were like, no, we can make it work, and we did.
Oh yeah,
But like,
no, definitely, because we used a
Right.
fucking
it was not.
Slender suit for
Yes.
8 years.
Yeah. Well,
God,
remember we
that
did the
thing.
double pantyhose on the head?
Oh, this act I was
Do you
gonna.
remember that?
I do.
We had to go to CVS and buy pantyhose and like pull them back.
That
We
was
pulled
so
him right,
sick.
and we tucked him up under the
The
shirt.
most
yeah.
one of the most iconic shots in this almost 9-year series was not a Slender suit. Was not a mannequin. It was my good friend Ryan in a suit and tie with pantyhose on his head.
Yeah.
That
Stuff.
He just-
head tilt
He
was
just happens to be
pantyhose.
that tall.
Yeah.
Like he
Oh,
just happens
and
to
that's
look
what I was
like
going to
that.
say with the whole first question with CGI and whatnot. Practical effects always win, but you have to get creative with it too. And something that like so inconsequential and something that makes me so proud though to this day was in the one video when we're in the burnt out school when I think Daniel was in the suit. There's a shot that I'm reading a letter with a flashlight,
Oh yeah.
and he's like in a hallway behind me, and there's like lockers near
In the
us or
Silent Hill
something.
room?
Oh
The
my
Silent
god,
Hill
I
room.
remember that place.
We were
That was a
all
cool
on our
place.
knees in this
Well,
muddy, abandoned
I remember.
building.
I remember specifically because I had the camera at that point. I was like, guys, this.
It didn't
he
look
looks.
good.
Jeff's taller than Daniel, so I was like,
Yeah.
this looks like fucking so stupid.
So we had to like, get clever on the fly with it, and we're like, everybody get down on your knees. Daniel, you stand standing.
Jeff
We'll
does
shoot-
demand that.
And then
quite
he
bit
looked
of
like a
us.
fucking
Shut up.
monster.
Well, you look POV, from the low ground. We're in a dark building. You can't tell any difference. I think it looks incredible for it.
Going after him, making him get down.
It does look good.
Poor Daniel.
Well, now that you know, go back and watch it. You can definitely tell that we're like.
I think it's incredibly clever.
No, I definitely don't think that if they didn't know.
Oh no,
They
yeah, no,
would
I
never
ruined
notice
it. No,
Yeah.
just
I think
Go back
the
and
whole
watch
point
it.
of
It's a
this
blast.
Q&A.
It's a
I
blast
think
to go back. Why you're so
we
strong.
didn't do that. Instead, I think we had a little step stool, but in the like the really close quarter shot of the
Yes.
storage
Yep.
unit.
I knew exactly
We
what
needed to
yeah,
we needed to
it's the
get
same idea. Yeah.
we had no room, and he was standing up on a
Step stool,
of
yeah.
the steps. So that was you, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Was that you?
I thought that was
my
Daniel.
brother or Daniel.
Yeah, but definitely Jeff was in the shot. I thought.
Oh no,
When
it
we
definitely wasn't your
reshot
brother.
It might have been me.
It definitely wasn't your
Oh.
brother
Because he
because
had the accident.
your brother had the accident, which we can talk about. some
Oh
other time.
yes.
But it had to be you because Daniel wasn't there that day.
Okay.
They might have
So I think it was you, but,
I thought
but
it
like
was in the
we
shot,
had,
but-
so we had you standing up on the step stool, and like
this was
jammed
in a
up in the
4
corner.
4x6 storage
Oh,
facility.
bro, it was so fucking small.
They didn't have any bigger ones or ones
No.
farther away from the entrance.
Excuse me. Do you have anything?
And then did you
Farther
like?
Did we tell
away.
that story?
Did you like puke up a bunch of stuff onto the floor of the stairs?
Well, the lady who rented the place we went to after Jeff sounded like a serial killer. She was like,
I don't think they knew
She was
that
like, I don't
story.
care what you're doing there. I'm quitting like tomorrow. We were like,
Fuck yeah! Lucky.
And then we show up a day later with a guy in a suit.
Yeah, yeah, literally a day later, at like midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they know that story, but nobody asked about it, so ask about that story.
Jeff, I
We'll talk
went
about it.
after you.
We'll start the next one.
Okay.
with
I've
the
been stealing Jeff's hat and
famous-
bothering him for my entire life with him. Look at that. Throw your hat away.
famous storage facility story.
Oh, I can see the screen in 4 different things right now. It's
But
awesome.
it's like I literally just fucked with your hat today, and then I looked at
Here,
10 years ago.
Vinny, can you see it in more
Exactly.
screens now?
Oh, I hate it.
Hey guys. No, but
It's gonna have my arms bushing.
you should have seen the pictures I took of Ellie. I was doing Jeff and Cats with the Ellie dog, and she's like, I tripped it. So, yeah.
Next question.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah,
No, I was gonna say
how
something
long
with
have we
CGI.
going? I
We
was
got
not-
like another 5 minutes on this one.
Okay.
Something about CGI. What did I say?
Eat it.
Oh yeah, and then like the one where I'm coming around in your old house in the front living room. We were up. I was either standing on the arm of the couch or on a step stool. Just you have to screw with perspective.
Yep.
And I don't know. I think
just
that was
be
something
really,
we
really
were
dumb.
always
Or be
silently
freakishly
good
dumb.
at. Like it was fun. It was fun to have to trouble, problem solve with that shit.
Jeff
I mean-
is also naturally he's like 6'8",
Yes.
so it like.
And
really
we're totally
goes
normal
up.
sizes.
I'm
Yeah,
related
I'm a normal
to.
size.
just normal size
I'm
guys.
6 feet tall.
I'm
I'm
so like,
related to
six
George
feet-
Washington.
this
He
couch
was 10
is
feet
immense.
tall. So anyway, you can see behind the scenes footage that are
This
out
book
there already.
huge.
Wow, that's huge.
It's a huge book.
Bringing a friggin' step stool to the Long Island farm colony. And we were
Oh,
dragging
yeah.
that around with us.
Yep. Next question.
Um,
Give me a question, Jeff.
So I guess this
Give
one's
him a
just for
question.
me. For Ben L.
Wow.
Jay
Would you
Lua.
read this?
No, what were your expect? I mean, no, it's for
No,
you
yeah,
guys too.
go ahead, Jeff.
What were your expectations for the trials?
Jeff.
Did you expect so many viewers to participate, making videos and all? That's kind of all of
for
us.
Jeff.
I did.
That's
No,
I did not
because you guys
expect.
didn't work with it, but
Yeah,
it was
no,
our
I didn't-
part, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I did not expect.
I actually didn't want it. I was like, this sounds stupid, and then you made it into something really fucking cool. So
Yeah.
No, I mean,
True that.
it was kind of like with the whole inviting strangers to meet us at the park with green feathers. You guys were like, I don't expect anybody to show up, and I think we had.
but it was an awesome day.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
what a
and
good
we
day
had
that
one
was.
person
It was a lot
show
of
up,
fun.
and that was cool. But I remember it like I guess there's that line to toe
Yes.
of people playing the game or actually showing up because we got emails from like 4 to maybe like a dozen other people who were supposed to show up that day, and it's like well, you clearly didn't show
well,
up
They died in game.
in game. Yeah, no, that was if we ever had to explain that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I mean expectations were always
Clearly in the
exciting
basement.
because it's not like why would we do it then?
Right.
But I guess I didn't expect people to remain
No.
hyped for it throughout the entire
Yeah,
thing.
and I didn't expect the reaction that we got because like
Yeah.
people to this day still do.
They make
fan
they make
trials,
their
right?
own, which is like I've never seen. I've never read one, but like I think that's neat that you made something that people want to keep doing.
When you said that in another Q&A, I did take a step back and think about that because it's so like to me, I think, and to the whole series, it is kind of an inconsequential part of it.
Right.
I mean, it was a direct piece of the ARG, but it wasn't like the end game or anything.
Right.
So I mean, it was a long time ago too. So I wouldn't say that was the most important part, but people are still doing them. So that's kind of cool.
I think it's something that because it's fan interaction and they enjoy it. Like it's something that they can be a part of, and that's what made it really really good. Is that it was the interaction. I don't think neither of us would have been able to do it well because you're really a social media guy, and like I'm the fucking opposite. I know you're not really.
I'm
on
very
there,
much fuck the blank. Like
like I don't care.
Whoever's
So-
talking at me at this instant is who I'm saying fuck you to.
and I don't really talk on social media that much, but you are really on it, and I think that is what made it really fun for them is that you were interacting with them, and that makes them part of the story, and there's nothing cooler than that like being a part of a story.
And it made them
Like, it's so much fun.
Right.
Like
not only just part of it,
you
but they were
sicken me.
they felt important to it. Because it wasn't just there were some things where it's like
But they
text-
weren't.
No, you weren't. You guys did.
You
shit.
guys were very important and always
Don't
will be.
listen to He's a liar. Don't listen to him.
Jeff doesn't know
He
all of you.
hates you.
Most
Jeff
of you are
hates you.
probably just garbage.
You know what Jeff
Fuck
used to say all the time?
Viewers.
He used to say "fuck the fans."
Yes.
That's what
Yes,
Jeff
that
used
was
to say.
me.
That was
Quote
Jeff.
me on
I
that.
say blank now, so that
He
you don't
says
feel
love
bad.
the fans.
Yeah,
Vinny
fuck
says
the
love the
blank.
fans.
Vinny says "fuck the blank," so you can't
so then
tell.
you don't feel bad.
You can't tell.
I
him
could be saying
Oh, we're in the wrong order.
That sounds so vaguely insulting.
You were supposed
It
to
is.
be in the
Fuck the
middle.
blank.
they're not even worth the name. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
fans.
I guess one last little one. Crystal Fear
This one's for
says,
Jeff.
how much of Habit's demonic voice was Evan just voice acting or speaking, and how much was editing? And I think we really only edited
Yeah, I was
one
gonna
or
say
two times.
The double voice, when you heard it being a double voice, that was edited.
yeah,
Everything else
the rest
me.
was natural Evan voice.
Also, I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
in Adam's in the Tribe 12 videos, it might have been adjusted because I remember Austin screwing around, or ML Anderson.
Yeah.
Austin screwed around with something once. I
With the
remember.
when we were in the attic, and it's like when you hear the voice be like doubled like
Right.
that, and you clearly it
Evan
sounds
can't
like
double
there's-
his voice.
I
is what we're
can't.
saying.
He's weak.
I am not a monk. There are monks who
Yes,
can do
the bird
that,
singing.
who have done it for years. I cannot do that.
Like a Catholic priest.
Like a Catholic priest.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Pope Francis
Pope
does it
sneaks
every
in tongues.
Sunday.
See,
when
I
they,
would,
yeah.
I would be interested if he could do that.
Pope Francis.
Yeah, Pope Francis.
Are you not interested in Pope Francis right
I
now?
give less of a shit about Pope
You're in the
Francis.
camera. You're in the camera. Amanda's here. Amanda's here. Say
Amanda!
hi. Amanda, say hi.
But yeah, no. So that voice was that was my
Yes.
voice pretty much.
Yeah.
Mostly, I can do some voices.
Yeah, you can definitely tell when it's not because it's like two pitches.
You guys want me to do Vinny?
Good.
Hey, what's up? I'm Vinny.
That's pretty good.
That's
Do you
really
guys
good.
do you guys want me to do Jeff?
Oh God. Yeah.
It's like I'm looking
All
into
right,
the
well.
voice mirror.
We had to get one more in. Thanks for sitting in.
So that's it.
We'll see you in our time. It's gonna be 2 minutes, but in your time, it's like a whole week. Get your shit together.
Yeah, but like people watching this in the future, you're not going to see us. as
We're
soon as
about
this
to
turns
start
off.
a new video in 2 seconds, but they're not going to see it for a whole
God, we have
week.
more to do.